my belief that conservatives should be terrified. I expected that I wouldn't get much responses from conservatives when you discuss uncomfortable topics. Sometimes you get silence. I feel very strongly that I made some very strong points that revealed some uncomfortable truths. But I want to revisit that topic. And I want to directly speak to the conservatives that are watching this video, subscribe to me, whatever it is. I would like you to answer this question. I am listening to the hearing right now, this Trump appeals hearing regarding the presidential immunity. And I just listened to something that terrifies me. I'm not going to cry like some other people. And other people being, what's the one? Vivek. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Vivek. So these people are so fake. Vivek or Jones. Many of you probably know the Jones reference, but not the Vivek reference. Yeah, Vivek is a guy who supposedly cried after January 6th. His words, not mine, right? The same people who would clown, rightfully so, Jones. One of their people did the same cringe thing as well and wrote about it. Anyway, the guy, I don't know who's who. I just jumped in right now, but there's someone who is making a ridiculous argument. They went straight to the point, presenting a hypothetical scenario, the dangerous, scary scenario. And this guy is, man, these people, man, they it's funny. I hear accusations of people who hate this country and want to destroy this country. And then you have people that are this reckless, and I don't hear anybody talking about them. The same people talking about the people destroying the country, you're not talking about these people. Trump right now and his people are playing a very dangerous game. The question was posed, could a president order SEAL Team 6 to go and assassinate a political opponent, I think? And would he be immune from prosecution in that scenario? Think about what we're talking about. All them people talking about banana republic, banana. What could be more banana republic than a president ordering assassination of a political opponent and then getting away with it? So what games does this guy play around with? He says, he doesn't want to answer the question. He tries to say, qualified yes. The qualification is if he's impeached. The question was specifically asked if he's not impeached. So he orders the assassination of a political opponent. He doesn't get impeached. Is he immune from prosecution? Interestingly enough, this is man, devil's in the details. The guy was unwilling to present his position in that scenario. He refused to answer the question that was asked. The question was asked, a president not impeached who ordered the assassination of a political opponent, could he be prosecuted? He acts as if no, but he refuses to say no. He refuses to say no. He refuses to give an answer to that scenario. What he does instead is he changes the scenario to one where the president is impeached. And he states if the president is impeached for doing this, then he absolutely can be prosecuted. Again, the question was asked if he's not impeached, because we have a government that is so insane that it is not, it's not hard to imagine a scenario where a president does something like this and doesn't get impeached, right? Impeachments are very partisan or political for the ignorant who don't know what the word political means. So even something as crazy, and the thing is, for those, again, it's an uncomfortable truth. So if you don't want to accept the realities of what I'm saying, then your brain is gonna come up with all kinds of, decoys. So what's an easy decoy, obvious decoy? If a president actually did something that crazy, like all the crazy stuff we've seen that they get away with, but this is the thing that's too far. If they did that, all this partisan stuff would go out the window. They would definitely unite, and he would definitely be impeached. There's no way they're not going to. Like that's the ridiculous argument. All the craziness that you've seen, but somehow you would all of a sudden have confidence in our very corrupt government that they do the right thing. Like you were born yesterday. You can't imagine a scenario where the propaganda machine goes into full gear and there's an explanation for the assassination. He didn't just go after his political opponent. There's some conspiracy theory that, like let's say Biden does it to Trump. Somehow Trump was doing something that was a threat to the country and they had no choice but to take him out. Or maybe they didn't mean to take him out. No, it was an accidental thing. It was one of his agents, had a gun out, and some explanation to muddy the waters to where, just some excuse to where it's not exactly what it is. And then when it comes to an impeachment trial, basically the party that, is uncomfortable with what's happening, latches on to that muddying of the waters and say, well, but we don't know. It seems like it was done accidentally, and this is I can, in good conscience, impeach the president, based on the facts that we have right now, because it seems that it was simply a mistake. Or come on, man. The idea that you don't see this as potentially how it would play out, and if so, we could see a president assassinate a political opponent, not get impeached, and according to this guy, he would be immune from prosecution. Conservatives, please answer this question to me. Why is it that this stuff does not terrify you? Why are you guys quiet and silent while these people play around with our country? We are on the very edge of heading into a direction where, and the thing about it is, because Trump is doing it, it's okay. People don't like the using of the word cult, but this is cult behavior. Because Trump is doing it, it's okay. Can you imagine if Joe Biden was doing what Trump is doing right now? Joe Biden is in court trying to argue that a president is above the law, that a president can basically do whatever he wants to do. Can you imagine Joe Biden doing that? I guarantee you guys would not be silent. You guys would be all over social media posting about this is crazy and Biden is a fascist or whatever. But Trump is doing it, and I see you guys quiet. And it's not about ideology, man. It's not about your ideology. Who cares? You have a different ideology, I have a different. Who cares? Put that aside. The idea of a president being above the law should terrify every American. But we can't see beyond tribalism for some reason. And for those of you guys who try to equate Trump and Biden, and they're the same, they're not a different, listen, I'm the guy who says Biden is corrupt. I'm no fan of Biden. He should not be in office, not because he didn't win, but just I not impressed, right? Not impressed at all whatsoever. He's too old. He's weak. Don't like the guy. Biden would never be doing what Trump is doing right now. As corrupt as Biden is, he would not be sitting here trying to argue that a president is above the law. He wouldn't be doing that. The type of corruption that Biden would do is he might maybe start a war and not follow the procedure, like just circumvent Congress or whatever it is and just do his own thing. But he would just do that. So he would be open to being prosecuted. And the reason why that doesn't happen, that's something for you to answer. But the difference is Trump is not just like circumventing the law and doing his own thing. He is trying to formalize the process. If he is successful at what he's trying to do right now, he would make it official, right? That a president is above the law, right? So instead of Biden just doing it and being allowed to get away with it, it would be legal. A president would be able to do whatever they want to do, and no one will be able to prosecute them. It'd be an official thing. Like Biden, when he does the stuff that he does, circumventing the rules, he is at risk. If the Republican Party was, a legit party, they could, instead of making a stink about this Hunter Biden nonsense, they could go after him for violating, or rules regarding, starting of wars, right? They could do that instead, right? But at least we have a mechanism. And the thing is, if the voters push them to do this, they will do it. But if they make it so that the president is above the law, there'll be nothing we can do. There'll be no mechanism to stop a president from doing whatever they want to do, which means Democrats could get in office, take your guns, right? Could do assassinations, whatever it is. Republicans could do it, Democrats could do it. So I want to know, please answer below, conservatives, why is it that you guys don't seem to care? I mean, this is the genuine, destroying this country. Like people use those words. This is not hyperbole. What else would you call it? Making it so that presidents in the future are above the law. Is that not destroying the country? I can't imagine something much worse than that. Because if they're above the law, they can do anything. What does anything mean? I mean, think about all the craziest scenarios. Like this is basically opening the door to, you want to talk about destruction of this country? This is opening the door to basically just about any type of destruction of the country that you want to think of. Making us become a communist country, making us become, dictatorship. I mean, you name it. If a president is above the law, they can do whatever they want to do. So that is, you're removing the chains, or you're opening the gates to, people talk about securing our borders, secure the borders. Man, this is the equivalent of if we actually had a border wall around the entire country. This is the equivalent of just blowing it up, right? Just let them all in. Just blow the wall up, let them all in. That's what Trump is trying to do right now. He's trying to blow up the wall that protects us from an insane president who wants to destroy the country. Trump is opening the door to a future president destroying this country legitimately, not hyperbole. One of the things that would stop a future president from taking us in realistically in a direction that people talk about, hyperbole, right? They talk about, socialism, whatever. One of the things that stops that from happening, Trump is trying to remove. How is that America first? How is it that Trump is the leading candidate? How is it that conservatives want to put a guy in power who would destroy the country, who's actively trying to destroy the country? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I wanted to hear responses from you guys. You didn't respond to my last video. I want to hear responses on this. And don't hit me with nonsense. You have a legitimate point to make a legitimate point. I know this is an uncomfortable topic, right? But be honest and share your point of view here. I want to hear what you have to say.